Hello, good evening. It's me, Arizu Gaming. How are you all doing tonight? I'm doing all right. I didn't get much sleep, but we're still here. We're still surviving. So let's get back to some oxygen not included. And I need to move something. Hold on, my camera's showing an obstacle. Slightly better. Not seeing the edge of the monitor in the camera. Right. Okay. So, last stream, we were having some power issues. We did get our sulfur geyser up and running. So that is no longer having any issues. We're getting the sulfur out of here. We were running out of power just in general. So I've hooked up the solar panels on this planet to our main transformer spine, which we've extended. And I'm going to put in a little bit more just as some extra backup power. But the main thing I want to do today is build the proper transformer network on this asteroid. And for various reasons, I've decided we're going to put it on the left-hand side of the asteroid, just because that's where we've got space. We don't really have space here with all these volcanoes. This is all going to be full of various tamers. And I want a vertical space, really, to run the heavy watt wire. So we're going to put it here. We're going to hook everything up. We're going to have some higgledy-piggledy wires. What I'll actually do as well is I'll get a ladder going all the way around here so that the dupes can access the top here for the solar panels either way. Then we'll just keep one rocket here, that's fine. The payloads won't damage the solar panels, so we can just roof off the whole thing, really. But yeah, let's get going. So, first things first. We're dumping a load of hot glass here to make more solar panels. Which means I need to... There's not a lot of gas here to conduct the heat anymore, so I need to actually replace this with something that isn't lead. And we need to actually cool our glass properly. Because we're making it over here, and we were dumping it in a liquid pool. I think our liquid pool has just disappeared completely now. And has been replaced by some liquid phosphorus. So let's actually... We are literally just dumping it out here. Let's actually build an ice temp shift plate here. Put some water here. Seems appropriate. We have ice. We really use all the ice. Yes. Okay, we'll grab some more ice. Grab this blob. Get a few of these little things sorted out first, and then we'll start all the big work. Yeah, this needs to be removed. You are grabbing dirt. Nice. Yeah, repair is not permitted because this is being deconstructed, although no one seems to be on it. People are currently having their break as usual, so I guess I'll speed to it. Frames are not particularly good today. Sure, it'll be fine. Everyone is having a bit of a munch. Got a munch bunch going on. Freezer is this actually cold enough? It is. It should be. Yeah, this is all fine. Nervous stance party. We got flooding. Gonna need to sweep some of this water up. Here you go. There's some water here as well, but I don't think polluted water can off-gas from this side. I think we're okay. Petroleum generator is running. We did actually hook up the automation for that. So the issue now is that this smart battery is discharging into the transformer spine, and then it's activating again. So the petroleum is basically running before anything else runs, which is not how I want this to work. I think what I actually need to do is I need to replace one of these batteries with the smart battery. And then I can hook that up with an automation wire. Yeah, that seems appropriate. So that can go... We can make this out of lead. I can go here. And then when the spine as a whole draws down, this can turn on. I think that's fine. Yeah, you guys should be getting on things now, hopefully. Yeah, you're waking up now. Good. We get some music in a minute. Keep forgetting to end the stream just before nighttime. And then the music will kick in. Right, so let's see. Loader can be made of tungsten, that's fine. And then power-wise, this can just be a smart battery. And this is all being actively cooled, so we can make this out of lead. Hey there, Far, how you doing? We're back. Yes, it is farting time. For the dupes. The dupes are all flatulent farters. Hey, Lifeguard. Hope you're doing well. I just noticed a small amount of transformers produce the same amount of heat as the big one. For me, there is no reason to use them anymore. But the large ones or the big ones? I don't like using the big ones because the 4 kilowatt cutoff isn't very helpful. Like, I wish I had a 2 kilowatt cutoff for the conductive wire. But we have a big cooling loop cooling all of this anyways. Who's scolding? Probably someone over here. Yeah, that checks out. Why are you without a suit? Why are people getting out of the asteroid without suits? Because... So they can go around all of this without suits. But I don't see how they leave the base without a suit. So they can't go through this door. No one has permission to go through this door. And that should be that. So I'm just going to send you back. Because this with the volcanoes now, it's getting too hot. So you need to go. Oh, I've realized this needs to be set to vacancy. Ah, so what's happened is the suit hasn't been available because it was set to always exit, and suits weren't available because they weren't filled up, so they weren't doing that. Cool. Are you still scolding? Yeah, yeah. It's really hot down here. No one should be leaving the base without suits now. We've been putting off these tamers for slightly too long, and that's what we're trying to rectify today. But we are doing a little bit of housekeeping first. Because I don't want to power this base off of petroleum when we don't need to. This is done. I don't know what we're putting in here at the moment. Nothing at the moment, I don't think. Pretty toasty with those exposed volcanoes. Yeah, I mean, the base is fully heat sealed. I mean, actually, I say that. First of all, the base was too cold. So, that was alright. And secondly, we have fully heat sealed the base now. Except for this bit, which is starting to heat up. So I do actually need to come in here and deal with this. I don't know exactly what to do with this pool of water. I was going to get rid of it at some point, but we haven't ended up doing that. So at this point, I'm just going to place it. And then this one here is going to be troublesome. I'll just build a tile here and then remove it later. That should all be fine. Yeah, we're living a bit dangerously. I mean, everyone's in suits now, so it should be fine. But the real answer is I was intending to have metal volcano tamers up 100 cycles ago, and we've just been letting them erupt instead because we've needed the refined metal. We've had no other refined metal sources on our asteroids, so I thought it was worth the risk. And I think it still is, but we'll see. There we go. So that can be set to low settings, and then we can disconnect this and actually just deconstruct all of this stuff. Yeah, good. There we go. So now we shouldn't be using the petroleum too much. We probably wasted a lot of power because of that. Oh well. We got this volcano as well, which we will eventually use as the basis of a petroleum boiler, but that is not too high on the list. Hey Charmich, how you doing? We've deconstructed most of the original base over here now. So this is going to be the ladder for the transformer spine. We're going to start the transformers over here. I'm just going to build this as insulated tile preemptively. And then we're going to have probably just granite tiles. No one should ever be going up here unless they're servicing the transformers. So we'll have the heavy wire come along this side and then we'll seal it off. In fact, what do I do over here? So there's the access shaft. Then we have the wall. Then we have the ladder. And over here, we've done the same thing. Now this isn't going to be an access shaft. I'm not sure we're going to even bother having an access shaft. Yeah, it won't come out here because this is where rockets are going to be taking off and landing. So, yeah, we can have the heavy wire go up and down this. Is there a reason? Yeah, that should be fine. So we could probably make this one a bit smaller and without the joint plates, because we could just have the heavy wire go straight down through there. That should be fine. So deconstruct these. Also, who's idle? You're injured. Okay, you can rest up. There you go. Yeah, I think we're in a better spot than we were last time. So we're going to want to put some granite in. We're going to have batteries and transformers. We're going to put the transformers on this side. So something like this. Not sure exactly how deep to make this. Maybe as deep as we can get away with. We're gonna jungle juice all of this. Fine. We'll go down to here. And then dig this. I'm sure someone's gonna end up trapping themselves doing this. That's fine. And then we'll put the fire pole here. And this will be the main way of going up and down. But they'll be able to access the... What I'll do actually is I'll leave it off there for now. We'll put ladders in as well. No, we'll leave that like that. Maybe we'll make this a door. They can wander through this way. Then fire pole can go here. It's fine. And then this can be a ladder. How much plastic do we have? Not a lot. So we'll make this a regular ladder. Make this all out of granite now. Bring that down here. We don't mind where all this liquid goes. We're going to boil it all eventually anyways. Stick that up there. And let's see. Priority is everything. So you're finishing off this transit tube. That's fine. We do want that to be finished. And then, yeah, get on with the rest of this. Let's make this priority 7. I want to get that finished. Yeah. Okay. That's all good. And then digging priority. I'm going to put that as 7. I'm sure someone's going to get trapped somehow, but we'll have fun figuring it out. In the meantime, they can build all this transit tube in a very satisfying way. So, as you can probably tell, I've been quite tired recently, and I'm not really sure why. I mean, obviously this week my sleep hasn't been very good because we've been ill. But I'm going to try something to help me wake up. Let's wrangle these dudes. So I'm gonna try something to help me wake up, and it is, well, this is a decaf because I need to get to sleep tonight. But it contains a special ingredient. Can you guess what that special ingredient is? Weed. Less caffeine. Well, it is less caffeine because I do need to get to sleep tonight, but this shouldn't be the actual answer is creatine. Apparently that can be quite good for fatigue. So, and Sarah already takes it sometimes, so I'm going to give it a try, see how it goes. You were close. Yeah. You were very close. Nice try. Yeah, I'm going to leave this asteroid alone for now while we're building all this stuff here. We'll go back and finish the asteroid later, but I want to pay attention to this, just make sure no one traps themselves. I think realistically what's going to happen with this water is we're going to pump it into all of these metal volcanoes to generate the initial steam for their chambers, just because we've already got the pump here and it's going to be a very controlled feed. And then we'll boil this with the magma in the magma biome, because we're not going to do too much down here because of all the neutronium. And there's no magma volcanoes, so we'll just use that heat to boil this water and purify it. Right, let's speed it up. No landing available. I see. Yeah, I don't know exactly what this asteroid is going to look like yet. So how about actually what we do instead is we put some tiles here because I want to make sure all this gas stays here. And then we'll move this exit down here and we'll put a tube exit here. Yeah, I'm curious to see if it has a beneficial effect. Also, where are our Dracos? We just run out of Dracos. 15 glossy Dracula eggs. We'll be alright. I think one of the Dracos is just elderly. We're still trying to get our regular Draco population up here so we can sustainably manage our suits. Speaking of which, is everyone wearing spiffy overalls now? Archimedes, Lyra, and Leonardo do not. So Leonardo, you can wear this one. It's fine. Yeah, I want people to be able to... I think people are mostly going to be getting to the construction zone via the transit tube. Now, we do need to handle this zone a bit carefully, because at the moment, this liquid here is what's preventing all the gases from escaping into space. But I think we can just demolish the rest of this without any issues. So I'm going to go ahead and queue that up. We'll dig in here as well. Leave this here for now, just in case. And then that will be a 4 level. Then we'll dig this as well. This will help give some building materials for the works, I suppose. Yeah, you need to get this transit tube finished. That's like priority number 1, so you'd have to run along this top bit. Yeah, so make that priority 9. Yeah, oxygen seems to be going well. We have 66 tons of polluted dirt, and we're... Oh, I just realized what we've done. We've sealed this in the wrong way. Okay, let's remove this tile just so we can squeeze down here. Then we can seal up the rest of this. And then at least that will be an actual heat seal. We still got a plug slug in here. I made a YouTube video yesterday. Not the one I intended to make, because I was too tired. But I made a little meme about this little guy. The plug slugs eating all the metal out of the volcanoes. I thought Silly Device's comment on that was very apt. So, yeah. What is overheating now? This one is overheating now. It's at 185. Why? What have we loaded in here? Oh, we're loading the hot glass in here. Yeah, that checks out. You did dig that ice, didn't you? Yes. That ice is down there and very cold. I think we need to dig this as well, so that we can get down there, and then we'll make the ice temperature plate here. There's yeah, glass payloads are a little too hot. And there's not a huge amount of cooling in this. Oh, there's not any cooling in this because the plant's not fertilized. Because people haven't been bothering? Because people can't reach it? Which one of those is it? Because people can't reach it. Why? Are you not repairing atmosuits on this planet? You should be. There's 4 atmosuits. You've been storing all the atmosuits in the storage bin instead of putting them in the docks. Well, that makes sense. Deliver these. And where's the 4th one? There. Okay. Whatever. And then you should actually be able to get out and do this. Yeah, copy these across as well. I'm going to disable ultra repair on this. We shouldn't need to make this out of steam. Maybe dump some more petroleum on this. Yeah, we'll just dump one load on it. Yeah, you need to build that temperature plate as well. That will help cool down some of this glass. You definitely have ice. You don't have quite enough ice. That's amusing. You dig that as well. Oh, wait. We actually have a load of water there. Okay, you know what? I mean, we can leave the ice there because it's not going to... It's not going to warm up. We can just let this water out over here. I'm going to do a few things at once now. No farters. There you go. Yeah, this phosphorus... It should not have been here. Okay, so now we can dig this through, let this water out. That is fine. Yeah, we used up the rest of this water a while ago. That's good. Right, did you dump more petroleum on this? Yeah, there you go. That should do. Let's get a bit more of a mass buffer here. The main issue was just that they weren't going out to sort these out, so this petroleum wasn't cooling down. Okay. So we need to sweep this oil up. Yep, that is fine. Good job. Now that water should flow out into here. All that phosphorus should cool down. It's currently contacting the glass. And I don't mind if some of it flows over into the other bit.
Imagine that.
Hey Max, how's it going? How was the storm? Did you rage against the storm? We're still doing flip farters. Our plan today is to build our transformers over here. So everyone is currently digging and building a lot of stuff, and we're just sorting out some other things at the moment as well on the other asteroids. It looks like people have unreachable food, so it looks like people have successfully trapped themselves over here, which is great. Because we built these tiles here, they can't get out. Okay. That is fine. Yes, raging against the machine, raging against the storm, etc. Yes. Right, so let's dig this out. This is the offending tile. But let's make that yellow alert. So that everyone can go and have a bath. Or whatever it is the dupes do on their spare time. What's its rule? Yes, we're not dying today. Last stream, our power network kind of collapsed over here and we nearly suffocated. Our oxygen machine stopped working and it was too hot outside for our dupes to really go out without suits for too long, so that was kind of unpleasant. But we made it back, no one died. So now we're just trying to get our power networks very robust so that doesn't happen again. There you go. So now you guys should be able to escape, so I can stop worrying about that so much. We have some more water down here now. Looks like a little liquid lock has formed here with crude oil and phosphorus. Nice. Somehow, we've still preserved this vacuum here the whole time, so we're not getting any heat leak from the frozen core, which I'm quite impressed by. So yeah, I think this asteroid is okay. This is overheating because it had really hot... Is it still overheating? It doesn't still have hot glass in it. Oh, it does still have hot glass in it. I see. Okay. Maybe we should make this out of steel then. I'm gonna make this one out of steel. But yeah, we'll see if anyone has any issues building all that stuff in the other asteroid, but we're gonna prioritize sorting out a few issues elsewhere as they crop up. Do we have steel over here? We do have steel over here. That's good. What's the grub situation like? I still don't think it's 100% back to normal. We do have full ranches, and we do have a few wormlings, so that's okay. We have some grub fruit plants growing over here, so clearly there is some sulfur coming out of these things. We do still need some more sweetles to fill these ranches again, but we're not doing too badly. And then Draco numbers are fine here. Did we fix them on the flipped asteroid? Yes, we did all the wrangling there, that's good. So we can eat some of these guys. It's fine. Let's sweep up this polluted water again. That just keeps appearing all the time. Presumably from this ice melting. Oh, and something else we realized is that we had our petroleum here hooked up to a smart battery, but that was connected to the main spine. That was discharging before the main spine transformers. So we were effectively powering our whole base off of the petroleum generator before everything else, which was not what we wanted to do. So we put the smart battery in the transformer spine, and now this will only run if the actual spine overall gets really low. So I think that will work as intended. Yes. Let's rebuild this out of steel. There you go. Yeah, so now we're dumping the glass in this pool of water instead, so that should absorb a lot more of the heat and reduce the issue as well. Yeah, not a super elaborate solution. We don't actually have a huge industrial sauna anywhere on this run. I mean, we have our metal refinery here where we're making all the steel. Realistically, we're probably going to put a sauna here because we've got these volcanoes. We're probably going to connect it up to the hydrogen vent or something. I don't know. But I want to get the power network sorted out before we do any of that, because otherwise it's just going to be very annoying. Also, we've got loads of brine and salt water forming these little pyramids of liquid here. That's fine. And the plan is we're just going to have the heavy wire come down here, put a door here so that people can go in the top, and we'll probably eventually lock it because people don't need to come in here apart from to service this bit. So yeah, we can put that there. And then we'll just put the transformers here, the batteries here. Heavy wire can just run down this chute. And then we're just letting all the liquids just pull down and be disorganized. Let's actually also just clear this out so we can grab all the resources. No point leaving this all here. And we do want all of the polluted dirt because that's how we're getting our oxygen in this asteroid. So let's dig all of this as well. But that could be a lower priority. What priority is that at the moment? Ah yes, priority 9. That can be priority 5. Right, so that is working, I guess. You just clip your head on the way. We can remove these tiles now, so let's just do that. And then we can put the transit tube exit here as well. Now, what I'm doing at the moment is I'm just powering the transit tubes off of the solar. But eventually we'll have a proper power network for that. So that means as well, we'll just build a active wire going along here. And go in there. Yeah, because the sooner we get this working, the sooner everyone gets over to this side again. Now, we could also just have another door on this side with Atmo suits. But we have a transit tube. It's fine. So this bit here is going to be mostly ranches of some kind. And I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with this spot here, but we do have our petroleum tank here at the moment, so I don't really want to touch this area. You're exhausted. Great. Yeah, building the fire pole. What I could do is dig this out, put a little fire pole here. That'll help people move a bit faster. Yeah, I can go there. Ah, stupid waterweed. No one likes you. Get out of here. And then... yeah, that's okay. I guess we'll put a ladder here as well. I don't think we've actually had to run this thermoregulator once yet, because this whole area started off cold. It does not need further cooling until we get loads of Drecos. Right, now let's put in another transit tube access. I'm not going to put it here because I'm really not sure what I'm going to use this space for yet. Yeah, so I can go there. And that should all be fine. So I can make the first lot of transformers over here. So let's do that. For now, I'm going to make this all out of gold, just in case. Because we have so much gold, and I'm not really that fussed about it. So... it's going to look a bit different to our normal setup. But that should be fine. So again, regular heavy wire should do. So that can go... so this could be a producer, this could be a consumer. Yeah, that works out. The funny thing is, I feel like it's still more efficient just to do it with the joint plates. In terms of metal. Like, let's see. It's 200. And then we don't need to put these 3 wires in. And to be honest, could just do it like this. Yeah, when it's this orientation, we can do it like that. Oh, okay, that makes things a lot easier. Nice. Guess we'll just build a load of these. Yeah, deconstruct those, that's fine. These ones are nearly done. Let's actually priority 5... priority 5 these ones, and then priority 9 these. Priority 9 this wire. Yeah. Now the question is, why didn't I do this in the first place? Sure, I had a good reason for not doing this in the other asteroid. So over here we have... over here we have the wire running on this side. So I think the aim... oh, I see. Yeah, the aim is to have the wire be away from the ladder so they get less... I guess less decor penalty over here. I mean, how effective actually is that? I mean, it's not very, because in this case, we mirrored it, so... yeah. What about neutral-only? We done the same thing over here? I think we might have. Yeah, when you mirror it, you're going to have a decor penalty here no matter what. So it makes sense just to have the heavy wire come down here instead of snaking it. I'm not going to overcomplicate this. We're just going to leave the heavy wire there. People aren't going to be coming in here too often. I don't think it's actually that important, so I'm going to stop worrying about it too much. You guys need to come back to the base now. And that wire needs to be built. In the right place. There you go. Still got a little bit of wire. It's fine. Leonardo's trying their best. I think I got the suit. So, let's see. Archimedes and Lyra still need suits. Do we have any Primo Garb over here? No. Let's send the Primo Garb back to that other asteroid. So that can go in here. Because we're not going to want any more dupes over here. So that's fine. Have we actually sent any eggs over? Do we even have a payload emptier on this planet? I don't think we do. So that's something we need to do. Now let's see. Where is that again? Payload opener. It does generate a little bit of heat. So I'd want to put that here, where the auto sweeper is. And then we'd actually want to put a little bit of petroleum here too. Okay. You know what we can do with that? Instead of removing this, I'm just gonna make this a mesh tile. Yeah, that should be fine. Right, let's speed up again. So we're currently up to. They're all having a snooze on their bounty castles. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how the base aesthetic went here. I haven't drywalled this part yet because I'm still not sure I'm gonna put here permanently. Okay, that's all sealed in now. That's good. You know what? I'm just gonna leave it like this. This is not actually an issue. You know what? Yeah, revert that back. That's fine. So we still have a bit of a situation over here. The natural gas isn't going through this loop because this pipe got deleted. That's frustrating. That would explain why the natural gas is just building up in the base. Although equally it's probably not being pumped over here too much. This exit definitely shouldn't be here. If this is regular oxygen, that needs to go... That needs to go all the way over here. So I think what I'm going to do... This pipe can move. What is going on with this pipe? So instead of going here, have the oxygen go up here. We'll just send it all the way to the other side of the base. We'll dump it here. And that should push all the natural gas over eventually. And then... I guess we'll just bring this down like this. And I'm not actually even going to worry about that for now. Remove that. Move this. Yeah, just do all of that right away. So this vent we can just remove completely. Because otherwise this pump is just going to be running 24/7, and that's not going to be good for our power usage either. We actually finished. Yeah, it shouldn't be too long. How is this going? We haven't connected this, have we? Stable by automation grid because the pressure is too high. Got one tile of carbon dioxide down here. I'm pretty sure if I just deconstruct this and reconstruct it, we'll get a perfect seal, and then we won't need to vent anything. Let's just do this. Because the carbon dioxide pressure down here is relatively low. Should have a large explosion of natural gas. I know we filled up the whole outside the map with natural gas. That was kind of intentional. We're not exactly going to have a shortage of it. There we go. Replace that immediately. Hello? Carbon dioxide, please is evacuate. Yeah, there you go. I believe in you. You can do it. Okay, good. So now we can, let's see. That didn't need to be a yellow alert. Here you go. Send green signal if above. There we go. So now we should have that geyser hooked up to our infinite storage, which is here, and we're eventually going to do something with it. I mean, obviously we are using it for power at the moment, but we're gonna make a proper room because we've got 2 fart vents here. We're probably gonna have 2 sets of natural gas generators in a bigger room. So that's probably what we'll do over here. We'll probably keep this infinite storage here. I don't know. I'll have a think. But that's not the goal of today. Alright, speed up again. You do need to finish those wires though. Right, let's make these priority 8. Because we need the transit tube to work first, and then everything else can come. Wait, what have we got here? Cobalt ore. I thought I would have dug that up. Oh well. Yes, I'm sad. Because this is an old save, we're not getting any of the meteor showers. So I'm a little bit sad about that. I don't really want to restart just for the meteor showers. But, kind of sad that we're missing out on that feature. Like, we have so much stuff going on here now. There's a mod. Oh, really? Is there a mod for adding it to, like, old saves? That would be lovely if that was the case. Right, wire is built. Is this going to charge? Yeah, that's good. Okay. Just to enable it, and then you can remove the mod. Okay, well, I will look into that, because that would be perfect for me. Right, so we're getting transformers up here. So producers will go in here, consumers will come out here. So, first things first. The glass. We need to start sending that again. So put the glass in here. This whole bit should be cooled now. Let's also build the payload opener. We should be fine making that out of... You know what? We have so much steel. I'm just going to make this out of steel. We actually really this low on metal ore on this planet. Have we consumed all of the metal ore on this planet? That's a bit of a yikes. We'll build that out of steel. Then that can be lead, that's okay. But yeah, producers and consumers. So the issue is we have, so first of all, these natural gas plants. I want to move them eventually. So what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to send a wire up here. This will be the, yeah, this could be the first producer wire. Actually, you know what, that doesn't make any sense. Let's go build this whole strip first, and then we'll decide where to plug things in. We're not really in an emergency at the moment, and we're going to have a lot of power sources eventually, so I do actually want to plan this out. So let's priority 7 this. Build these ladders across here as well. Dig out this material. We'll leave the abyssal light there. Yeah, that should be okay. So with the excess water over here, we've been pumping it into this oil well. So we've been producing a lot more oil, and we're sending that back to... We're actually just filling up our crude oil storage at the moment. That's pretty good. Nice. And then this pipe is connected here. So that's just going to the teleporter at the moment. You know what? Let's actually hook this up again. That's okay. We'll fill up the petroleum storage too. And then, I guess we'll sweep this. Ooh. We've actually filled up the storage. I'm sure we'll use it for something eventually. Archimedes earned a skill point. Right, let's see. I haven't looked at the skill points in a while. Researching is fine. I'll give you researching. I'm gonna leave Fartalus. I'm gonna have tidying. I'm gonna leave you. Number 5. Daniel, you can have more research. Giovanni, tidying is fine. Yeah, that's okay. You can have more research. You can have building. You can have suit sustainability. You can have operating. You can have digging. Cool. Imports. So obviously if we do get any payloads of eggs, we'll need to send them over right away, because this is eventually where we're going to have the puffs. We do still have a puffed over here, however they are elderly and I don't think they'll have laid any eggs. But odds are we're just going to trick a puffed into following us onto a rocket. Because I feel like the odds of actually grabbing an egg are quite small. I'm beginning to think I should have metal tiles here instead of insulated tiles. I'm trying to boil all of this. Let's do that. Just temporarily. Actually, I realise now that's a bit of a potentially a bad decision. We'll make them out of steel, then they won't melt. We'll come back for them later. But yeah, we really actually just need... I mean, this one's still connected to the water, so we can dissipate the heat into this somewhat effectively. But the others we'll have to actually build proper tamers for pretty soon. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, people are getting over here a little bit faster now. I probably could, if I really wanted, sneak one down here. I don't think I'm going to bother yet. Yeah, those can go there. These can go there. Yeah, that looks correct. Who's idle? I am idle. Lovely. Deconstruct this then. Oh, I can't build. Why am I out here if I can't build? That's not ideal. I'm gonna need to put a door in here as well. Actually, this isn't gonna solve anything. Don't deconstruct that. Yes, I just need to build these. Yeah, come here and build these ones. Can't build is worse than can't dig. Yeah, but we have to we had to take them because they were a farter. It's fine. Ooh, we got 2 nyctophobes. I'll take some glass. That sounds good. Sounds very good. This needs to be set to allow manual use. Yeah, please finish this off so that I can actually move. Thank you. Well, whatever. We're getting there. So, the Radbot generator. I want to go on its own consumer line. Actually, I guess it doesn't really matter. If we're using the transformers, it should all work properly. What did I do on Neutral-only with the Radbot generator? Yeah, that's connected to other stuff as well, because of the transformers. To be honest, I actually just want to build... This is really bad. I actually just want to build a ladder going up this side, and then have it go across, and then build some more solar panels on this side. Cover it in solar panels. I don't think I'm going to build all of those. I think for now... think now we'll clear those. Actually, you know what? If we're only going to have one rocket pad on this planet, we'll put it here. And then we can build solar panels coming across this way. But I'll probably want a fire pole as well. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. We'll keep these solar panels over here for now, and then we'll put the new ones here, and we'll get those hooked up to the spine straight away. Then we can start powering stuff off of those. The refined metal is coming in, though, from all those volcanoes. I do appreciate that. So that way I can just literally come in. I'm gonna remove this. Yeah, remove that regular wire. And then that conductive wire can just come this way. Yeah, that's fine. Have we actually launched the glass? It looks like we have. Good. So yeah, let's build this stuff before that stuff, and then at least we can start powering the base from the transformer spine. Alright, let's speed up. Yeah, here's our payloads. Good stuff. Well, so far my main conclusion is that the creatine doesn't taste of anything, which is good. We still have a poke shell in here, but I don't think we've got any more eggs in here anymore. So this poke shell should remain friendly, at least until it lays a wild egg, if it will lay one. It's confined, apparently. But it's not overcrowded, so it probably will lay an egg at some point. So, one consumer line will be for the base. One consumer line will be for all the transit tube exits. One will be for... And then we'll have producer lines at each set of steam turbines. We'll have 2 producer lines for all the natural gas things. I think the next thing to do, once we've built this spine going all the way down, is the natural gas room, getting that properly finished. Hey, silly device, welcome. Hope you've had a good day. We built some transformers here. We're putting some solar panels in on this side. We're going to plug them into the transformers and hopefully get the power situation well and truly sorted on this asteroid. Which is, funnily enough, kind of turning into our biggest base. Like, because we have all the metal volcanoes here and the natural gas, what I'm actually thinking of doing is making this bit here, like a big industrial sauna, where we have like most of our production buildings. The light levels panels is going to be pretty weak. Yeah, I know. We have the glass. I'm just doing it just so we got some consistent power loading onto the batteries. Like, we're building a lot of batteries with this spine anyways, so I felt like I might as well. And then we're going to connect up the rest of our actual power sources. Yeah, this is set to manual use. Has anyone actually been loading this? I think we did just launch the garb a while ago. But let's just double check that. No. No, we actually didn't at all. Well then, who's doing that? Where is the Purifier? It's right there. Is this set to sweep only? It is set to sweep only. Okay. That would explain why nothing is being moved. Right, take that off sweep only. Yeah, build the fire poles as well. That's all good. We're still living off our massive stockpile of barbecue over here. We should actually put in some farms at some point. So we haven't got any water sources here. The thing is, I'm not really sure I even want to put farms here, because like I think off of the Drecker ranches, eventually we're going to reduce the number of dupes here. I think off the Drecker ranches, I think eventually we are going to have a plug slug ranch. And we're going to stockpile hydrogen somewhere. Because we've got all this refined metal. We'll just ranch critters for the food. I think that's a solid plan. But yeah, look, we're getting some Drecos. So we can wrangle these guys now. What am I doing? Here. Grab, grab. I was about to ask, what's the oxygen source in the long run? Good question. I think in the very long run, realistically, we're going to be importing water. But we have got all this water down here. We are eventually going to boil it all before we run out of polluted dirt. We are digging up the map as we speak to find out how much polluted dirt we have. So the polluted dirt, I think, will last us a while. We also built some metal tiles down here, so we're trying to conduct the heat away from the aluminium. I mean, obviously the carbon dioxide here is not a great heat conductor. Basically just trying to make sure this doesn't block. How about spawning some morgues and keep them in the current setup at the bottom? Yeah, we could do that. That definitely seems possible. We could fit, we could adjust the tiles and put some outhouses in and then shift everything later. That is something that could work. I've never actually tried like massively morgue-based oxygen. Sounds fun. Also, we have more Drecos here than I thought. Grab these. But today is all about power. We're going to get the power sorted, and then we're going to actually start building the volcano tamers, because we've been putting it off way too long. We've been letting them erupt just so that we have the metal, but this area is getting way too hot. Like, the base itself is warming up. It used to be very cold. Now it's quite hot. I mean, these sublimation stations produce polluted oxygen at 30°C. There is heat being generated here. So it shouldn't get too hot in here, but if we start letting in all this hot gas, it's not going to help. So yeah, I just want to get these tamed. That is like... So mission number 1 is get the power network online. Mission number 2 is to get a proper natural gas room going here. Because we've got the two vents, we've got this natural gas on the map that we want to pump in there. And then that will be some reliable power with storage. And then it's going to be the metal. There's going to be the metal volcanoes, and then probably the hydrogen, in that order. Right, we have glass, so you could build these 3 here. Go here. I should actually have a look at what the peak power generation of these is. It's not that high. On this asteroid, we could probably fit more than 5 in a row. It wouldn't cause too many issues. I mean, realistically, these are 7 wide. We've got a 38 tile gap between these. Max light is 30,000, I think. Yeah, so these aren't going to peak out. We can have more than 5 in a row. We definitely have 6 in a row. Yeah, let's make some more glass and send it over. Keep doing that. I don't know why I ended up making the glass here. This isn't even... this isn't even the particularly best idea. It's just because we set up a good power network here. So, you know, just make another 40 lots. That's fine. Also, we have some long-hair slicksters. We probably should have eaten these guys a while ago. The oxygen has just overpressurized over here somehow. Why? This vent has just become dioxide. Did we end up with so much oxygen over here? I think it's because we had these electrolyzers venting for ages. Slightly suspicious. I mean, to be honest, I should probably actually just turn these off and vent some of the oxygen from this bit here. Whatever. Oh, deleted oxygen vent. Maybe that's it. No, we're just venting that down here when that erupts. Yeah, keep building the solar panels. I like the idea that these guys just building a raft of solar panels that just supported off themselves. You just got like a massive span and they're holding themselves up somehow. Thank God you don't need like structural columns for these things. You'd never build a cantilever like this in real life. Also, while you guys are doing this, I'm going to go close my Blythe. They would trade IRL. No, I mean like just building a beam with this much weight on it, cantilevering in real life. Also, the structural support appears to be this very thin fire pole. This is just actually, when you think about it, this is actually just a very elaborate flag. Like, this is a very long, thin flag, and this is the flagpole. Cool. Let's see. Yeah, wire still needs to be built. So that is connected here. So that is charging up the heavy watt wire. Make sure this is connected. Yeah, good. So that's going to start loading up the spine, which means we can start powering stuff off of this. There's kind of way too much stuff on here. And I need to disconnect the, I need to disconnect the power generators from this. I think I do actually just need to keep building this first. Yeah, just get this finished. Put this on priority 7. Put this on priority 8. Then that can be priority 9. Yeah, that's fine. There we go. Just zoom out for a minute. I kind of like how it looks symmetrical now, even if it's not super amazing. Once it was under construction, there was this famous bridge that collapsed twice. Once when it was under construction, once when it was finished. Excellent, good job. It's the they certainly did some engineering. It was one of the bridges of all time. Yeah, and then at priority 7, put this wire in. In fact, let's actually cancel these. Sorry, guys. I know you already queued up your things. Give you what joint plate. That is fine, and then what wire can come down like this. Sure, I'm gonna miss one of these connections. There you go. I'm very unsure. I'm very sure my classmates are making unsupported spaces that can't realistically be. It seems somewhat likely. I can understand that, Leofar. I remember fondly my first group project at university. It was a module about presentations, basically. I'm just going to disconnect this here. We'll hook this up to the spine. And then, yeah, I can just come down here. But yeah, we were doing a presentation, we were doing a module on presentations, and we were asked to make a presentation about a service station design upgrade. Like, we were upgrading the capacity and features of an existing service station. And one of the things they noted on the project brief was, don't worry about structural calculations, because it was just about presentation. But I interpreted this very literally, and I thought they were saying I didn't have to worry about making something that was structurally sound. So we ended up having a giant underground car park that didn't have any columns in it, so that everyone had plenty of space to park. So that received a lot of questions from the assessors, but we still ended up getting like a 60 out of 100 on that one, and that was when someone actually made some posters for the presentation on like boards and stuff, and they were going to bring them in, but they overslept and they missed the presentation, so we had like half of our stuff available. So yeah, that was not ideal. But we still passed, so that was nice. I'm just gonna leave this bridge here, whatever. You can actually reach us from the ladder. That's actually quite impressive. I don't think I want to do anything with this. We're getting a nice dose of radiation. Good job. Actually, how much radiation do you get from working in this room? Not a lot. That's fine. So this wire here, I'm just going to get rid of all this wire. We don't need regular wires. The funny thing is, if we had loads of metal ore, and we were really limited on refined metal, we could just go absolutely crazy with the transformers and just have sheets of regular wire everywhere, but that's not very good because the regular wire has a decor penalty as well. In one of your engineering classes, I designed a wide roof with a moderate span. I was sure it would hold up since I built such roofs myself. I got A+ overall, but the professor marked in red in the middle of a nice room pole. Nice. Here's where I would stick a pole. Yeah, no farters, bristleberries. It is. Nice that we're actually growing these again. I do still have loads of imported mud, don't I? Let's add that to the resource list here now that we're importing it. Oh, let me click the thing. No, we have consumed all of the mud. Interesting. I guess we... Oh, because we stopped exporting it. Did we stop exporting it? We should be putting the mud in the teleporter. I guess we've just stopped making mud because we haven't been feeding these guys and they're starving. Because they haven't been getting all the sulfur. Ah, look. Yeah, these guys have got sulfur again. So let's just check what the sulfur is doing. Looks like it's still filling up these rooms, but some sulfur is getting up here. For the plants. What about sucrose? Yeah, some sucrose is going up here to feed these guys as well. So not all of them are starving, just some of them. Yeah, I'm sure that will right itself as this goes. Our sulfur gets ever and ever higher. The Leofar cellular device hybrid is doing its job. So, natural gas room. We're going to do a drip pump again just because it's so power efficient. But what we'll do is we'll have the natural gas rooms be on 2 levels. And maybe we'll fit something else here. So let's see. How would that... We need to get rid of all this slime lung. So in that regard, I think what I'm going to do is... what am I going to do to get rid of the slime? I mean, if you dig it with the slime lung on it and you just don't move it, it will stay in here without spreading the germs to the atmosphere. Alternatively, we put a door here and automate it to get this water to like near boiling. That'd be a fun little project. But probably not something I realistically want to commit a huge amount of time to. Thing is, if we actually insulated this in properly, this natural gas should cook the slime. That being said, it's never quite managed to, even over here right next to the vent. You're going to test again if you can treat the geyser similar to a Hydra. In previous tests it would have worked, but in GC Discord someone got it to work. Really? Because I tried that ages ago and it didn't work. But if that's changed because of a patch, I would be very interested. You know what I'm going to do? We can come in here. We can put... There's only actually one tile in here. Slime. So we can put these in. We can dig these out. I'm fine with that. You just use Wheezewort to blast them with radiation. Hey, now that's not a bad idea. How many wart seeds do we have? None. Yeah, we used all of our wart seeds on these radbot generators. I mean, we have so much hot metal here. I'm pretty sure I can just build some aluminium temperature plates in here and cook this. We'll do that. Let's do that today. Dupe seeds? No, I'm not duping seeds. Free. No, we'll find a way to do it without duping seeds. Yeah, what I could actually do is I could actually dig over the top as well, and then come back down here. I did the thing, VFR. You were paying attention. Yeah, let's priority 9 this stuff as well. Looks like they have built most of the transformer column, which is good. You know, it would be really good if I managed to get the natural gas room finished today as well as the transformer column. It's 9 o'clock. I need to get to bed on time tonight because, like, my sleep has been absolutely ass. We need to rectify that. But we may have time because we're essentially just duplicating a build we've already done. Now the difference is we're going to put... A, we're going to have to fit the liquid lock in somewhere. And B, this is going to be the area that's being depressurized. And this is currently where we've sent all the natural gas. So we're going to have to shuffle some things around. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's cook this slime first. We'll make sure this room is completely insulated. It almost is completely insulated already. Now, this all has germs on it. What the fuck? How did this sedimentary rock end up with germs on it? I'm sort of confused. But what I can do is I can do that, because the polluted water will run off down here anyways. And then that will insulate this. I guess the salt water will heat up, but we're aiming for like 80 to 90 degrees. We're probably not going to boil all of this, because this bit down here is so massive it will deal with any of that. Let's actually also sort this out. There you go. Keep that as priority 7. This needs to be priority 9 as well. Why are you scolding? You shouldn't be able to get out. This is set to clearance vacancy. To be fair, it's so hot down here. We pretty much get notified immediately if anyone's farting around outside. Right, so here are the offenders. Let's build... Let's see. Temperature plate time. Aluminium. Bring the aluminium in here. Where is that? Here it is. You know, I'm just going to put them here. That should do. And then maybe one up here. And then probably one up there as well, but I'll do that once they replace these tiles. I do need you to come through here and dig that as well. So actually, let's make these priority 1 for now. Make that dig a priority 9. Yeah, and then get these built. Well, actually, you don't even need to do that. You can just do this. You just want to make sure the heat doesn't leak out. Oh, we need to get in here as well. Slightly interesting challenge. can get down there. That should work. Right. Have your break. Enjoy your fun. And then we'll come back and do that. We got a payload, which contains some glass. Because the payload launcher was depowered. The payload targeting beacon was depowered. Right, all of this stuff is working. That's good. Yeah, I think I'll keep this stuff in its own loop below 2 kilowatts, just so that it never overloads. So I think that's fine. And then next up is this. So what I want to do is put this on its own wire. Then that can come out here. This can be priority 5. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. You need to build this. That should be good enough. We never sorted out that pipe, which means nothing at the moment. Because we're still dumping the oxygen here. Let's get that done now. Then that wire can come out here. You can see how angry and red it is already. And then that can come in here, and this will be the no, hold on. Go up here. And that could be the coal producer line. We'll probably move that eventually, and we'll probably stop using it eventually, but may as well hook it up in the meantime. Do you have any uranium ore? No. We have none. Because we haven't gone to the radioactive ocean yet. Or the frozen forest. Actually, I'm not even sure the frozen... I should remember if the frozen forest has any uranium ore, but I currently do not. But we definitely haven't encountered any yet. But yes, the uranium, you can make the radioactive uranium doors and do it that way as well. But I want to cook these. This slime long's had it too good for too long. Got any shine bugs? Got any grapes? No. Not on this asteroid. I know you want to do it with radiation, but I want to do it with heat. Let's see, yeah, that doesn't need to be priority 9, I can just go like that. Yeah, polluted dirt keeps going up. Obviously it's because we're excavating the map. In fact, let's actually... I don't think we have any reason to not excavate the map fully. We have water. We have clean water to put into the steam rooms. We could put any water into the steam room. I think we just start demolishing the whole map. To be honest. Except for the cute little biome that still has the puffs in it. Ah, yes, feeding the slime to a sage hatch. That is a way of doing it. Yeah, we're on an exosuit squad. Oh, I'm glad this is going well. It's just oak shells, but you got no ethanol. Yeah. We've been quite constricted on resources this whole playthrough, which has made it very interesting in terms of the challenge. Because we've had to get quite creative. Right, okay. This room is more or less fully insulated now. I don't know why these are made of sedimentary rock in particular. It doesn't make a huge difference. They should be made out of igneous rock. We can replace those. We have the technology. Let's put a tile here though, just in the meantime. Right, but we can build these now. Let's see if this has the desired effect. Speed up a little bit. Yeah, Rizia Gaming is on it. We're still leaking heat through the lock. Yes. Yes, technically. Let's see how much heat leaks through that. I think we'll be okay. So it won't cook for the next 200 cycles. Yeah, it won't if we're doing it just off the heat of the natural gas. But the aluminium we're bringing here is about 500 degrees. So I'm thinking the aluminium will cook it. That's why we're building these temperature plates. We're not just trying to heat this off the vent. That would not be a very short solution. We're gonna make those out of hot aluminium. Did you just take that through all the water? Yes, you did. Let's see what happens. Not particularly, yeah, let's see. It does seem to be heating everything up. No, we're just gonna leave. I think we're just gonna leave the aluminium in there. So you've got the really hot chunk. Yeah, so there you go. There's a load of hot aluminium, 300 degrees. Yeah, so now cancel that. Leave that in there. Leave that there. Leave that there. So that should start heating everything up. How else do we get this to cook this? Just bringing the aluminium in here. Because it doesn't look like it's conducting particularly quickly. Maybe a little. Could dump some petrol in here. Although that would cool it down a little bit. Yes, I kind of forgot that the temperature plate will build at that temperature. In fact, you know what we're better off actually doing? Let's actually just build a storage bin in here. And we'll fill that with all the hot volcano metal. And because people seem to be going over it this way, let's actually just build some ladders here temporarily so people aren't taking it all through the water. I mean, this is heating up. These will probably get there in like 5 cycles. This isn't heating up. Well, it is a little. You know what? Let's actually stop this. Let's actually stop this pumping the gas out. We'll keep the hot gas in here. Let this keep erupting. We never analyzed this vent. Why did I never analyze that vent? That's funny. Also, I should probably analyze this vent. Preheat with space heater. It'd be better than space heater, surely. How much clay do we have? We must have a fair bit of clay now. Let's put some kilns in here. Right, let's make the kilns out of the aluminium. Let's see. Refinement. Can we make kilns out of aluminium? I don't think we can. No. Let's make them. We'll just make them out of gold. Dig it up, you'll have half the mass to cook. I think we're going to be alright. It's getting there. But yes, I mean, we're going to want to dig it up eventually. I just want to make sure they don't take any of the slime out of there. Do I have a bin where I'm trying to store any slime? That's the question. I think I got rid of those storage bins. I don't think I have any regular storage bins anymore. I could get them to just stick it in here, actually. That'd be fine. I could get them to stick it in there with the aluminium. I think I'm worrying about this too much. I think this is going to get cooked in like 5 cycles. Especially if we bring all the rest of the aluminium in here. But we'll do that with the storage bin. Everyone's currently having their break though. How hot is the abyssalite? Not super hot. But abyssalite doesn't really conduct heat with anything, does it? Its thermal conductivity is 0. Yeah, this is erupting now, so that's going to help warm this up. The actual conductivity of this salt water does not seem to be super high. Oh, actually, no, it does seem to be conducting some of the heat away. You can see how that temperature is going down. Abyssalite conducts heat with gases real good. Really? I know surprisingly little about abyssalite. Come on, guys. You must be finished now, surely. Oh, you're all still sleeping. Okay, there you go. So, we're not quite producing enough oxygen to keep all of these suits online. We're producing enough oxygen to keep about 6 of them online. To heat up the walls. I mean, evidence is suggesting that this is already getting up to temperature pretty quickly. Let's just put all the aluminium and iron in here. And the cobalt. That should heat things up. Yeah, like this. This seems to be conducting a little bit of the gas temperature away. Let's make some ceramic in here. So do we need to get this to like 90 degrees? I think. Let's see. Temperature range 10 to 100. I think it starts dying at 90, and then the death rate is significant at 100. I can't remember for certain though. Leonardo da Vinci's just like, I don't agree with your plan. Keep doing this as well. We'll use this later anyways. You need to evac ceramic as it goes. But is the ceramic actually going to conduct heat that well? It comes out at 80. I don't think that's going to be a problem. Yeah, it's like it comes out at 80 and then... I guess it does have some thermal conductivity. Oh yeah, as a construction material it's not great. Okay. I don't know, I mean 80 is still not bad. The input materials are certainly not 80. I guess the input materials are cooling down the area. I guess I'll put a storage bin over here. For the ceramic. We're really trying to commit to this. Yeah, the iron is super hot. Look at that. We're cranking the heat out. In fact, we got some steam in here. Looks like we have steam. We had some steam in here just from bringing the iron through. Yeah, look, there we go. So the germs are now starting to die. Current temperature 91 degrees. So we have to get it to above 90 for the germs to start dying. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Or, I guess not cool. I guess it's the other one. Ah, hee hee. Yeah, that iron heat is going to be doing a lot. So ceramic can go in here. Yeah, it's surprising how ceramic is not actually that insulative until it's built as a tile. I don't want any of these. Get lost. It's still going to take a while to die. Like, we still need to keep cranking the temperature up if we're gonna get this actually cooked. Use ceramic as a heat conductor in your phosphorus refinery? Really? Yeah, that still isn't something we've done yet. But they should be getting all this construction done as well. In fact, I think they have done most of that. We can get them to start digging out this in the meantime. I do want to clear all of the space. Yeah, I want the natural gas room to work before we start building all these tamers. The goldfish. I don't want to leave the goldfish in here because they're cute. So we'll do that. Goldfish gets to live. The rest of this stuff can go. Yeah, especially this stuff. Get out of here. Well, we're killing some of these gyms. Really nice because you have a mega hot heat source and phosphorite melter needs a nice slow conductor. Interesting. Right. You haven't built this wire yet. Let's prioritize that next. Also, you built that pipe for the oxygen. So now we can send this up here instead of down here. Good. Then you can remove this. And you can remove that vent. And then we should actually start pulling some of this natural gas over at some point, because the oxygen's going to come out here instead of here. And we need to open this door so that we can actually remove it. No one's allowed to open it because of schedule? What? Oh, I guess it is technically bedtime. That makes sense. No one's bothering to move the ceramic yet, but I don't think it's really going to make that much difference. We'll see. The slime's about halfway done. This hasn't really started. I don't think we're going to bother removing any more of those tiles. Guys are erupting again. I'm going to turn this on. Send green signal if above 4 kilograms. Because I do need to make sure this is still actually erupting. Yeah, because we want the heat. Yeah, this seems fine. Yeah, once this water comes over to touch the, yeah, as soon as the water touches the metal bin, it just immediately evaporates. In fact, where'd it even go? It looks like it pushed the salt water out of here. Oh, right, because they brought in the hot metal. Yeah, that makes sense. Eat the Dracos, eat the fairy. Yeah, we're getting up to like 100 degrees in here now. That's good. And the pump is overheating. Yeah, yeah, that is one thing that is to be expected. Let's replace the pump. Looks like, yeah, liquid lock broke. Let's dump some. If we put petroleum in here, we're going to end up with sour gas in here if we bring in more metal. Just keep dumping salt water in here. That's fine. That's going to cool things down, I guess. The heat in here is actually fine. We've pretty much dealt with this tile. This tile's following soon. Oh God. Why are you in here without a suit? Why? This keeps happening. Why are people leaving without suits? There should be no way people can leave without a suit, but it keeps happening. Damn bullet point. I've got nothing. I have no explanation. Yeah, because all that... I mean, to be fair, actually, now I think about it, I don't think we need to do this. Because this stays as steam. There's no actual gas leaking out of here, because it stays as steam in this bit when it evaporates. You're scolding over here now. That makes sense. This is why you should not be leaving the base without your suit. You're probably going to need to go heal up. There must be a reason. Yeah, you need to heal up. You got heat stroke as well. You did a real good job with that. Well, the slime is about to melt, so we're clearly doing a good job on the heat side. Yeah, don't repair this. Yeah, look, we got a dirt tile. We got dirt. Yeah, look, dirt. Is it the jump at the dock station? It could be. I don't think it is. We don't tend to have that problem. Yeah, look at this. It's actually just straight up cooking it now. Excellent. How to solve the dirt problem. The slime should cook as well, I imagine. Although it's not going to be as good at handling that. Yeah. Right, so now we can dig this. I think I'm gonna make this the thumbnail. I'm pretty pleased with this. Pythagoras is just like, ah yes, very happy to be in this extremely hot room just to cook slime. I like it. Apparently Draftmore is playing XCOM 2. I really need to hide my my Steam overlay alerts. That's a thing. Right, okay. Yeah, these germs are disappearing pretty quickly now. Tends to happen when the slime turns to dirt. You can see me playing. Yeah, I see you playing. I see Charmich playing. Yeah, I should probably actually hide those, if I'm being serious. I guess I'll make this out of steel for now. Ooh, now got sand. Nice. Oh yeah, because that's where all the actual that's where all the actual things are. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, you can come over here and this could be the yeah. Right, okay. This is all done. Let's get rid of this. This stuff over here isn't going to cook, but that's fine. We don't need to worry about this. Yeah, Leofar, we are going to do your design here again. What we're going to do is we're just going to have the natural gas things stack up here, and we're probably actually going to have the entrance over here. And then we'll have this be the room with the gas sources. Yeah, that's pretty much the aim. So we're gonna put this here. In fact, let's actually just start making these all out of igneous rock. Oh, a door pump. Oh, you want me to do a door pump? Maybe. Post it on the Discord. I mean, I was just going to do a drip pump like usual. I feel like that's the theme we've got going here. On this run. You know what, you can stop doing this now. It's hot enough in here. We don't want to make it any hotter in here. Otherwise, we're going to start having some problems, maybe. Look how heavy this sedimentary rock tile is. This is overheating. Oh my god, are we delivering the hot polluted dirt? We are. I didn't consider that. Okay, we're going to have to... that would be a source... Fucking hell. No wonder the base is heating up. We're delivering all the hot polluted dirt from this area. Oh no. We're gonna have to put like a proper cooling loop there, aren't we? All this polluted dirt is gonna be super hot because we're digging it up and it's been heated up by all these volcanoes for ages. Ah. Well, we can do that. We have enough water that we can set up a cooling loop. Leofar's a celebrity, congratulations. Stop delivering the dirt. Stop oxygenating your base, warhead. Yeah, this is hubris. Hubris. Yeah, all this stuff is overheating. We got 1,000 kilograms in the loader. How long does it actually last? I'll disable auto repair on these. To be fair, there is still some extra. We could still warm up the base a little bit, but we will need to put in an actual cooling loop, I think. Also, this is actually a heat leak into this room via this door. I didn't quite consider how hot it was going to get over here. Also, these plastic ladders are probably going to melt soon. We have not managed to heat in this area very well. Let's see. Well, we can make a vacuum in this bit. Do we even need this anymore? I guess we... I feel like we don't need this anymore, because we can just keep this door open. This is going to be... This room is going to be at normal pressure, hopefully, most of the time. I guess if it backs up, it's going to overpressurize the base. So I think what we do, right? I think what we do is we put this on a sensor. So this door will close if the atmo pressure in here is greater than like 2.2 or something along those lines. And then it will pump all the gas out before it opens up again. We got a pretty wallpaper at least. We'll wallpaper this room maybe. Yeah, I think we can't keep this as a liquid lock. I think we needed to... oh, wait. Oh, no, I remember now. Oh, yes, you're correct. That's why we have it be exosuit access, because otherwise they'll fart in the room. That's a very good point. Oh, God. Yeah, you're right. Okay, don't bother doing any of that. So we will need this to be a vacuum bit. Right, we can make this work. So what we need is... We need... Remove the painting that we never painted. Rip. You sent me a build. I think I know what to do. Hold on. Oh, this is a door pump. Okay, I'll have a look at that later. Yeah, I think I know what to do here. Let's do that first, because we need this to be a proper vacuum seal. Otherwise, we're going to get overheating issues. And the polluted dirt. I think what I need to do is... I don't know what exactly we're going to do with the polluted dirt. I think we just need to cool the base. I don't think we're going to get around the fact that the polluted dirt we bring in is going to be hot because of where it's been sitting. I think we're just going to have to do that. I mean, the good news is there aren't actually any farms in the base, so we can get the base pretty fucking hot before we have any issues. And these have their own separate cooling loop anyways. So I think that's actually what's going to happen is we're just going to let the base get very, very hot. I guess this reed will break at 37 degrees, but pro gamer tip. If it gets too hot for the thimble reed, we can replace it with a pinch of pepper. I don't know, that seems like a fun challenge. How hot could we get a base before we have significant issues? We'll sort it out. But we need the natural gas room to be sorted out first. Right, build all these things for now so we're not wasting the natural gas. We need to get all this metal out of here again. So, you know what? Let's put that somewhere else. We want to boil all this water. Also, I just realized I could have just let this water out down here. That would have worked pretty well. This water is all very cold. This slime can be removed now, that's fine. You know what, just shove it down here. It's fine. Whatever. That's not too far away. Build that. Right, what are you guys doing? So you should be doing this first. Speed up again. Yeah, we're not bringing any hot gas into the base at the moment. We have really not managed this heat very well. Right, let's get this finished. We need this to be finished today, so bottle emptier will go here. We'll just build a mesh tile here. Build an insulated tile here. I won't be able to drop the petroleum here, will I? And then we need to vacuum this out. I think I may need to temporarily remove the water sieve. That's not a good idea. That's not a good idea at all. I mean, I guess we could just consume all the polluted water with the thimble reed for now. Yeah, okay, let's do that. We can refill it with this water if need be. Yeah, cancel this. Just build this here. Also, odds are I'm going to break this by accident. So I should be prepared for that. Yeah, gas pump broken, that's fine. This room is now really hot. You make this igneous rock. Deconstruct this, and then dig out as far as we can go from the abyssalite. And then we'll have to start tiling it, I think. This is going to take a while. We're going to get the natural gas sorted out next stream. But we can make a start today. Steam! We have steam. Not entirely sure where that came from. That needs to be priority 9. Now let's see. Yeah. I'm intentionally not gonna build this room too far on this stream because I want to have a proper look at your door pump concept. And maybe we'll build that, but odds are I'll probably just do the same thing. But I'll at least have a look at your design first. That needs to be insulated. It's getting too hot? No, it's fine. Right, that's been built. We need to get this done right away, so let's put that there. In fact, what I should do really is... It's gonna be really fiddly and annoying. But this needs to be done, otherwise we're gonna have a heat leak in here. Who's doing this? You are. Remove the wallpaper. Okay. Put that here. Oh. You know what I could do instead of this? We can actually do the meter valve. Only thing is I don't have pumps in here. I don't want to set up pumps all the way. I'll try this with the bottle emptier first. If it doesn't work, we can maybe do something with the meter valve like we did for those gases. Bossy Drecos. Yeah, that's fine. We have enough water to last in here for quite a while anyways. I do need to remember to build this back. Yeah, I can get rid of all of this stuff now. So in fact, let's actually just go up here and dig out everything that we can. Make that priority 7. I should have brought another drink in here. Out of decaf. Right, so we can hook the coal up here now. So let's do that. Disconnect all of these. And then we just need this wire to connect to the regular base. Which I should have done first. That would have been a really good idea, wouldn't it? Okay. Probably the quickest way is just to do this. That needs to be done immediately. At least get the base hooked up onto this spine today. You don't have to worry about it anymore. We'll keep the transit tubes on their own separate thing off these solar panels for now. That seems okay. And then these things as well. We'll take those off and connect them up to the spine once we get the natural gas power improved. And I'm not going to bother hooking... Oh, wait. I probably should bother hooking this up as well. I don't want that to be just running amok. So let's actually set that here for now. Make that priority 8. Yeah, that should be fine. Except I need to come across here as well. Okay. Yeah, build that. Now let's save it. And then we'll put the liquid blobs in and hopefully not destroy everything. So here's what I think is going to happen. We're going to put this here. Then we're going to put too much here, and then it's going to run through this and break this. How do we stop that? We just want a very, very small blob of oil. You know what? I'm going to do this properly. I'm not even going to risk it. Let's actually make just a little temporary storage. Yeah, exactly. We're gonna make a little temporary storage somewhere else, and we're gonna like make a pump and meter valve it. Yeah, we're gonna do that. It's actually what we're gonna do. So I don't know. We'll just do something like this. So, I mean, that was not the best plan because we need space to actually put the... What's the limit here? What's the limit here? Empty here. Ready 9, all of this. This is all going to be very hot over here, so we need to make this all out of steel. You know, good planning. Planning. And then meter valves. Make those out of steel. And then put some vents here. Then I could rebuild this as well, which is the other advantage of this setup. Because we don't want to go without a sieve for too long. Yes. There you go, aren't you proud? I'm actually doing your thing that you keep telling me to do. What a miracle. Yeah, so you can deconstruct that. So this one can be petroleum. This one can be crude oil. At least you're actually doing this pretty quickly. Power-wise, I guess just... never a friend. Let's make that out of iron. No, don't make that out of iron. We're out of cold metal. We're out of cold metal. I guess cobalt. And I don't want these wires going through the liquids. So... there we go, whatever. Now, the question is this going to take me longer than it would have just to do the bottle emptier? The answer is probably no, because the bottle emptier probably would have just been very messy and we'd have had to repeat it a few times. let's test that theory. So this is the crude oil. Then this is the beryllium. Also empty on stairs creates one tar blob. Yeah. I think I've seen another issue with this. How are they going to actually come down from here? They can't. Oh no. They can't unless I remove one of the deodorizers. Or I move the auto sweeper. I can move the auto sweeper. It's not very pretty. We'll move the other one as well, just so the first one doesn't feel too bad. Whatever. That'll do. We don't actually want too much oil here because it's going to get pretty hot. Yeah. You guys can go through here, can't you? Yeah, good. We get too hot for the stimblery pretty soon. Yeah, we do have petroleum. So we're gonna need to put the ladder here so you guys can actually get down. Ah, so that's what you'd have done. Okay, hold on, actually. Just give me a sec. Let me share this on screen, because this is probably actually useful information. Right, so this is what Study Device is suggesting, is that we put the bottle emptier here, and then we put another bottle emptier here onto a wall, and then it'll produce a little one-tar blob here, no matter how much is pumped in, and then we can sweep that up and put it here. So that's how you would do this if you were just trying to do it with the bottle emptier. But at this point, yeah, this is very sensible. But I'm committed now to doing the other thing. So we're going to do that because it's amusing. But thank you very much for the smart suggestion. Also, what have we got printables wise? We haven't had any new dupes in a while. We still haven't got any. Meter valves need to assert their dominance. So limit amount to, I don't know, like, what? 10 grams? Do that. And we'll want to put a little mini gas pump in here as well. Just to get this out to start. So that can go... No pipe. Yeah, I haven't built... I know, Leofar. I was waiting for everything to be ready before doing that. Alright? Give it a rest. Stop backseating me, oh my god. Right. Okay, let's put the auto sweepers back in. We are going to put some hot metal in here, aren't we? Feels bad. Whatever. Whatever. So then that can go like this. Yeah, that's okay. You know what? You're gonna go here if you like it. So that should send all the gases out from this, except Hammer is hungry, so that's not gonna happen. We do have the petroleum in here now, so that's good. Turn this off. And then... So now, we should be able to hook this up. So I'm going to save it, just to make sure this works. And the reason we have the crude oil on the top is because... it's got less distance to travel, so it will land first. So let's do this. And then we'll have to remove this all once we put in the gold volcano tamer. Okay, there we go. Build those. I should have built the pipes in advance and then just hooked them up. That's what I should have done. I think that was actually what you meant, Leofar, wasn't it? Not that I'd forgotten to, like, connect it. That I'd forgotten to build it in the first place. Also, you guys can actually get in here, can't you? You can. Good. Power generator is this connected to at the moment? Oh, that's still connected to all the natural gas stuff. That's fine. Well, everyone can finish their break. We're definitely going to have to get some cooling in here, though. The Drecos will be alright, but the space is probably going to get, like... First of all, this Nimble Reed will get overloaded. We'll replace that with a pinch of pepper. Need be. And then everyone will start scolding. Pretty much. This bit might stay cold. So how is this stuff going? Looks like you haven't really been progressing that. That's fine. I've given you loads of stuff to do. I'm not expecting you to do this immediately. We need a power wire on this. Let's make that with the gold. It should be fine. It's Thursday. What did I get for blueprints? I haven't got anything. I haven't unlocked any. Wait a minute. Okay, right. They're in the loop. They're in a race. Someone needs to build this. Hold on. Hold on. Right, the metal is already in here. So they won't bring in hot metal and break this. That's fine. Okay, so the oil is on the bottom. Check. Petroleum comes over the top. It comes in like that. Wow. That was actually pretty satisfying. I like that a lot. We should do this in future. Like, what we should do is where we have our tanks for making the liquid locks, we should get this set up on the normal tanks that we have, and then have the meter valves, and then we can just reset them every time we want to make a new liquid lock. And then we could do pairs of 2 of these everywhere, and fit our entire airlocks, and then we could have mini gas pumps. And obviously if it breaks, it's kind of annoying, whereas if this one breaks, you can fix it pretty easily. But definitely something to consider. So then we'll vent all this gas out of here. And then that should get fixed. Oh, what you do is you put a large amount of mass on the ground and then you put in a couple of blobs of the top liquid. Yeah, that works. Okay. Cool. So now this should be a perfect heat seal once this is pumped. So the only heat we'll get is from the polluted dirt being brought in. And what we can do is we can actually have a little water tank somewhere, maybe in the base, where we run the polluted dirt on a conveyor and cool it down. And then we cool down the water with a thermal aquatuner loop or something. And that's how we cool it all down. That water's not insulated too. True. However, I'm not so concerned about the heat generated in this room. What I'm concerned about is if this gas ends up like 300 degrees and the heat is leaking from the gas. Eventually, the polluted dirt will be coming in here and getting cooled. Like, we're going to have active cooling in here no matter what. This is just to make sure we're not getting gas temperature leaking in from outside as well. In fact, I think what's going to happen is we're going to have our water tank outside of the base, insulated. We're going to cool that water and then run that through the oxygen room. Run the coolant pipe through that. We'll figure something out, but we'll put a proper cooling system in. But this is just so that we don't get atmospheric leakage as well. I mean, we're going to get a little bit of leakage over here, to be honest. I never built a vacuum seal over here. I mean, it's not bad because, I mean, the mass is quite high, so it's not really helping either. I'm not sure what to do. Well, we got that done at least. So now we need to get this wire finished so that the base is actually hooked up. So we can hook up the base properly to the spine. That's the last thing we need to do today. It's fine. Okay, let's speed to it again. Get this done. You guys can't actually access this because... I think you can access this. Hold on. Yeah, you can access this. You just have to go through space. It's fine. Although at this point I should probably just open this up. There's no reason this needs to stay closed. A nice 3 high liquid statue. I know, right? Very, very stylish. I should replace this with a tile and just have this be like a 3 high liquid block. Oh look, we got a. You'll know that we'll be in a good situation when this cooks into petroleum on its own. Oh yeah, you're right. It is 4. Yeah, so that's water up there. Now, if that was 1 tile higher, that could be a 4 tile high liquid lock in like the line of our normal tiles. That would have been pretty cool. Oh no! It's still there! It still lives! Look! It survived. It survived the drop. Oh no, now it's gonna get ruined. No? No, I guess not. What the heck is going on with these liquids? I tried sabotaging it, didn't even... Oh, there we go. Oh, now it's ruined. Well, it's still there. It's gonna hold back all this liquid. Put a tile above the water layer. Yeah, alright. Hold on. Yeah, build a tile. Ta-da! Yeah, see how long that lasts. That's funny. I mean, we're obviously gonna get rid of it because it's in our natural gas room now. But like, this is where we're gonna have our natural gas generators. But it is pretty. Right. So you let's see. Already. We still need to build all of that. We're going back for a break now. And then you'll come do that line. So that wire is headed over there. So now the base is being powered off of... No. It's the wrong wire to cut. Need to cut all of these. Remove these. I don't think we need those anymore. So now that should be something we can cut here. Then this should get cut. This should get cut. Send that here for now. That could be priority 9. You built 6 high ones for lulz, but for practical reasons only 4 high. Yeah, I guess if you've got the amount of liquids, you really can do it. In fact, couldn't you build it infinitely high if you like alternated between 2 different liquids? Like you could have salt water, then brine, then salt water on top. Would that work? Or what if you had like if you cycled it between 4? Oh, it broke. Look, sad. It will sink. Ah, okay, so you are limited by the amount of different liquids you have available. Fair, fair. Look how much phosphorus we've got. Totally intentional phosphorus. Gotta love it. The heat management. The heat management is real. Very good. Yeah, you need to build that wire. You need to build these wires. You're going to want to build a ladder here as well. Just so you can actually reach all of this. That's fine. Yeah, I'm going to wrap it up once we've got this hooked up. Because then we'll have all of our current power producers and consumers hooked up to the spine. Except for this solar panel, which we're going to leave for the transit tubes just for now. We'll connect that later. In fact, I could probably do that now. So that would be the next lot of solar panels. And then this would be the... I guess this would have to be where the base connects, and this would have to be where the transit tubes... This would have to be where the transit tubes connect. So... that logic, perhaps what we do... We might as well get this done properly. Let's get this done properly. So that's going to be... the transit tubes. So that can go like this. Hold on. Yeah, come down here. We're going to have transit tubes on their separate line because they have such a large draw. Something like this. Then put these in. And then... I mean, that's already on its own transformer. We're just going to take it off this grid. Then let's stick this one down here. I'm going to use the device with your order of liquids. Like an organized person. Let's see, so this could be priority 8. These could be priority 8. Don't worry about these immediately. Just get these done first. Then the solar panels. This wire will need to go around here. Building wires out of iron now. Of wires. I don't think so. We've already built a load of them out of iron. Then I can go this way. And then I'm just going to send that one past the rocket, I think. Yeah, that can go down here. That's not all going to be reachable, is it? It is, because we've got the ladders. We already built the bridge there. It's slightly funny. Then I can go down here. And then that can plug in right here. And then let's get more solar power. So that should all be priority 8. None of that is going through the base, so the heat from the hot metal doesn't actually matter too much. Or at least that's what I'm telling myself. And then the last thing to do is to start hooking up the recreation consumers. Those can actually go on this one. We'll move this one further down. You see what I mean about these, building all of these in advance? In fact, let's actually... Yeah, that's all priority 9. This can be priority 8. Set this to priority 8. Then this one can go... Yes? Wait. Oh yeah, that one's going to connect in here. That's fine. So this one can go like this. God. Spaghetti. And then that will just go in here. Do we really want another one for recreation? I probably do. But I'm not gonna do it. I guess I'm gonna do it now. We need to build another one. Man, we're already getting down to the bottom of this. We'll keep expanding this for all of these volcano tamers later. This is just to make sure the base has enough stuff. Right. That can be priority 8. Be priority 9. What can I say? I'm just a fan of spaghetti. So then this one is going to come right next to this one. So what we'll do is sever this again. We're actually almost running out of refined metal doing this. This is kind of taking the piss, but whatever. Let's not make that out of aluminium. Let's make that out of... Guess we will make it out of aluminium. Oh, these wires are going in the base. Oh. Yeah, let's leave that for now. Don't put any hot metal in the base. We'll wait until we get more gold before we put it in here. Okay. Yeah, we'll send those two here so we know that they are for the recreation buildings. And then we'll actually we'll finish them another time, because this is okay for now, because it's just recreation. You really don't need to prioritize that. Let's make those a 7. Yeah, and then this one can be a 9. Right, okay. There you go. build that wire when we're done. Good grief. You guys are running on here because we're filling up these docks. It's fine. That's fine. To be honest, a lot of you guys need athletics training anyways, so I don't really mind that. Looks like this is cooled down. This is cooled down now. I think most of the polluted dirt is a bit cooler now. We just had a really hot lump that we brought in there. Nice phosphorus. Yeah, I think that was the best place to put this because we've already used this much space, and all these tamers, that's gonna go all the way down here. It may even wrap back around, and obviously we're not going to dig past the magma yet. We probably will sooner than you'd think, but probably not until we built all of these tamers and insulated them. I think once we've done that, we'll just boil all this water. How's the polluted dirt doing? 95 tons. So that's been going up all stream, so that's a good sign. I mean, obviously we've been digging, but it does show that we'll be able to run off of this for, like, a while. This room is filling up pretty nicely. Still very hot in here. Need a Draco. That's fine. But yeah, I will try, no promises, but I will try and install that mod so that we can get meteor showers. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, look, we filled up both our reservoirs with crude oil and petroleum. We've only got a tiny little bit of crap there. Whatever. Funny thing is, I can literally build a mesh tile there and sweep it. I'm gonna do that. There you go. I'll put one here as well. Guys, please tell me that you're actually building this wire. You can reach this all. I believe in you. How about rename asteroids mod? I'm not sure I'm prepared to trust you guys with that level of power. welcome to the great colony of Derpistan. Or exclamation mark # hash key. What's this wire? I don't think we need that one. Remove that one too. Those pumps we can just hook up to the base power now. That's fine. You guys can actually reach us, right? Yeah, you can. You're just not. Sorry. You've all just woken up. Also, what's the oxygen pressure in here like? Yeah, so the oxygen pressure is pretty good now. It's pretty bad in the bathroom. Looks like there is a gas drainage problem in the bathroom. But looks like the natural gas from elsewhere has actually filtered over here mostly, so that's good. But yeah, we got a major gas leak problem here. So perhaps we put, because this is the bathroom as well, let's put the airflow tiles here too. Thimble reader's not overheated, that's good. You can do it near easy gaming, I believe in you. You've named yours Ablo Bablo Chloro Magmo Junglo Iglo and UFO. Oh, I wouldn't want to live on UFO. That'd be a big oof. You can't reach these. You're out of materials. Yes. Unreachable build. I doubt that. Oh. Something has become unreachable. Transit tube is out of power. Oh, right. That'll wake up in a minute. Yeah, there you go. You're scolding. Does keep happening. Don't go sleep. Don't go swimming around in the phosphorus lake. That's not very good for your health. We're gonna have to get that actually fixed. What? Now I'm down here. Something is definitely happening. Let's actually watch the door for a minute. Yeah, you ran out. You ran out. You ran out when someone else was putting on their suit. Okay, so it seems to be people running out when someone is putting a suit on. They can bypass this. You blame the jump. I think I do too. How do we fix that? That's the question. We can't have people keep doing this. I think it's just a lag related thing, to be honest. It's like setting dock station at the door of a rocket. Remove the wall. I mean, pop the spill. I mean, yeah, but that's like keeping all the bad gases out. Like, I could move these all up one tile. Would that help? Make it a one tile jump. But I want to have this liquid lock here so it doesn't break if someone farts. I think I'm just going to leave it for now. Think about that next time. Need floor after the dock station. See, we've done this on all our other asteroids, and we haven't had any problems on the other asteroids. I mean, the question is it happening on the other asteroids? I think it's only happening when two dupes run out at the same time. Remove one dock. How is that? Oh, right. Oh, I see, yeah. I could do that. I could remove these doors. We don't really need these doors. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's what I'll do. Is I'll remove these doors and I'll move everything one tile back. But I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to do that today. Right, is that done? Yeah, that's done. Good. Oh, no, you need to build this. One wire left to build. Oh my god. It's me, I'm trying. We haven't melted a transit tube yet, that's good. And then when that's done... oh, this wire... I mean, that's... gonna be for later. We can disconnect these now. I think that is the last of the important wires. Yeah, let's watch me do it. You're just gonna build this? No, okay. We're gonna print no more farters. I do like the orange outfits I've given everyone, like all the default dupes. I'll take some brine. Do you think the door is actually making a difference? I feel like it wouldn't make a difference. I feel like it would be the hop up that would make the difference. And it's only when two dupes leave at exactly the same time. Otherwise, they understand the checkpoint. Right, they built the wire. Excellent. So now that can just connect in like that. Good. So, yeah. So we've got the natural gas, we've got the coal, and we've got this solar. This solar isn't quite done yet, but that'll come soon. And then we're going to get the recreation buildings hooked up to the spine as well. But I think we pretty much centralized all the power now and got it on transformers. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's zoom out. So now we've got centralized power. The next step is definitely to build a proper natural gas room. We've opened this up. And what we're going to do is we're going to have some kind of pumping mechanism so that depressurizes the vent without a gas pump that uses a lot of power. We're going to send all of our gas up from our various sources, from our dupes, from this vent, etc., into the room with this geyser. We're going to have the mechanical pump filter it all out into an infinite storage, which is going to pressurize the natural gas generators here, and we're going to have a 2x2 configuration because we've got two vents. We could probably even realistically do a 3x2 with dupe farts, etc. I mean, this vent is what? Average output 102 grams over its dormant period. This one is 98, so that's 200 grams per second from those. These consume 90 grams per second. Yeah, I guess just 2x2 will probably be fine. We probably don't need a fifth or a sixth one. So we'll get that sorted. Then we'll have some really consistent power. We can stop burning through our coal. We've got plenty of coal, but we don't want to burn through all of it. Unless we really need to. And I think... yeah, the issue with this as well is that they're all going to kind of run simultaneously. What if we want to set the power sources on backups, what we would actually want to do, or if we want to prioritize them, is we would actually put a smart battery next to the transformer for that power source, and then we plug an automation wire in. That would lead to some long automation wires, which we can do, but I'm not sure this is going to be here permanently, so I'm probably not going to worry about that. And run automation all the way across the map. Exactly. And then we can have extra spaghetti to go with our spaghetti. Kind of silly. But I like it. I just like having all the heavy watt wire together. It just amuses me. And then we don't ever worry about putting joint... like, the one other reason I like doing this is because I never have to worry about where I'm going to fit joint plates and heavy watt wire into industrial builds. Because it's all just coming off conductive wires. But I guess it's a fairly minor thing. Yeah, this is probably we're gonna get rid of this eventually. We can get rid of these immediately. I don't think we're gonna need them anymore with all this solar. Yeah, natural gas power will go here. We'll get that centralized, and then we could do hydrogen after that. Get the hydrogen power online as well. There is hydrogen around the map. We're going to make hydrogen eventually when we ranch some blood slugs, I imagine. And I want to do that just to test how it works. And then it's definitely metal volcano taming, because we're letting way too much waste heat build up outside our asteroid. It's getting ridiculous. And then once we've tamed all of these, we'll put in an actual proper rigorous cooling network for the base. But we should be fine until then. Now that heat isn't leaking in from outside, the only issue is if we bring in hot polluted dirt, but that doesn't seem to be happening as much as I thought it would. But so we'll see. So 1 volcano per slug. Well, that's if we have like 1 ranch of 8. We might have more than 1 ranch. I don't know how the maths works out exactly. I mean, let's see. So gold volcano produces about 300 grams per second. Obviously, we don't want to feed all of our refined metal to plug slugs. That would be bad. I don't know how much these guys even eat. Yes, I know you're made of genetic ooze. No, I don't want to rename you. So they eat 60 kilograms of refined metal per cycle. So that's 0.1 kilograms per second. So that's 100 grams per second they eat. I'm not sure where you're getting your maths from, but that's 100 grams per second. And then these produce about 300 per second. But we're obviously not going to want to run our metal volcanoes solely to feed plug slugs. So we probably will just have 1 to start. But that is a way to turn metal into food. And I want to try it. Anyways, I've rambled long enough. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna wrap it up now. So let's head on over and see who there is to raid, because there's always someone to raid on nowadays. There's actually lots of people playing Oni now with all the new updates. It's actually picked up a lot since I started playing it, I think. Or at least that's the impression I get. But yes. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate the company. It's been really nice. Helped me de-stress after the kind of stressful day at work. Hopefully I get some good sleep tonight. And yeah. If you missed one of my previous streams, I usually stream 7:30 to 10:30-ish British time. It's currently GMT +1 because of daylight savings. The best way of knowing what I'll be streaming and when is to follow me on Twitch, and you'll get a notification when I go live, and I'll say what I'm doing. I also have a YouTube channel where I upload all of the VODs. If you ever miss a stream, it will be on there. I have lots of playthroughs of Oxygen Not Included in the past. And Dyson Sphere program as well is something we're doing on Tuesdays at the moment. And we have some meme videos and some discussion videos in there. I did a Prowler meme video for Oni yesterday, so I've been having fun with the meme videos recently. And then there is also the Discord where we like to hang out and post builds. That's been growing quite a lot recently. We've got like 31 people in there now, so it's been doing pretty well. Game just so complex that you won't get to do everything, so playtime is long. Yeah, exactly. Like there's so much stuff to do in Oni that we're never going to run out of stuff to do. Realistically, they're going to keep adding stuff faster than we end up doing it. So you can end up with like a consistent base where people will just watch it because they're not going to have time to do everything themselves, and it's nice to just watch someone else do it. There are times where overall viewers what, for the whole category? But yeah, no, this stream's been quite busy occasionally. Anyways, I'm rambling. Let me go find someone to raid. I've got to get to bed. Give me a second. Also, there's the puff. You guys never redeemed the puff moment. The puff moment is where I bring out the puff and I squeeze it into the microphone. Right. I'm gonna go raid Live Action Pixel because someone gifted me a sub there recently. So yeah, I'm gonna go raid Live Action Pixel. What are they doing at the moment? Let's just May the 4th. Oh, it is May the 4th today. Oh bollocks! I completely forgot. Yeah, he's just on his base at the moment. He's got some big Draco ranches and stuff. Okay, let's go raid him. Pixel. All right. Thanks very much, CyberGod. We'll go raid Live Action Pixel in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye for now.